Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. Alright you guys, we're here with another weekly wrestling rundown. And to be honest with you guys, I don't want to talk about everything that happens anymore in wrestling. I want to talk about my main takeaways, what my thoughts are on what is going on. So this could be including everything that happened. It could be including one storyline that happened, a few, whatever. But we're gonna switch this up a little bit. We're going to talk about just my takeaways, my general takeaways in the last week of wrestling. So this week, we're going to start out strong with the vision. And can I say, you guys, the vision is a little blurry. The vision is a little blurry. Seth is not listening to Paul. Paul's getting upset because Seth keeps making bad decisions. We saw Cody lay Seth out after Paul told him not to challenge Cody Friday night on SmackDown. And then on Monday Night Raw, we saw Seth kind of questioning himself, asking, like, what happens if I lose? What happens if I lose? And your boy Paul Heyman straight up told him, like, look, if you lose, I'm going to have to figure out why the hell I'm with you, because I don't understand at this point why I left Roman Reigns, who was top dog, for you. So I feel like the vision is a little blurry. I feel like this Seth Paul dynamic is not working, and I'm intrigued to see how it pans out, because honestly, before, and I'll talk all Crown Jewel predictions later this week, but before I thought Seth should win. Cody won last year, and I thought Seth should be given that spot. But with this vision situation going on, I kind of want Cody to win just to see what happens between Seth, Paul, Bronson, and Braun, because I feel like that whole dynamic's going to shift, and Seth's going to be the last man on the totem pole, and he's going to be kicked out. What I will say is I am intrigued to see who Seth's next opponent is going to be. I feel like we are leaning towards like a number one contenders match, because we have the whole LA Knight, Jay, Punk thing happening, and I feel like all of those guys are gonna end up being in like a number one contenders match, and that's who Seth's gonna face at Survivor Series. I hope so. I think that would be a very good match, and I think that would be a very good setup for that storyline. And honestly, ultimately, I want Seth to face Roman in the end. But this vision being a little blurry is really kind of messing with me, because if you guys haven't seen, the WrestleMania poster for next year was released. And with that being said, it was released and Brock Lesnar is on it. So Brock Lesnar is going to be at WrestleMania in some form or fashion. We know Brock Lesnar is a Paul Heyman guy. We know Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar just reunited at WrestlePalooza. And I'm really nervous that the hidden agenda of WWE is to have Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for that championship, and that is not at all what I think it should be. So I hope that I am wrong, but I don't know, you guys. WWE seems to want to give Brock Lesnar everything, and I feel like that they would give him that, and I don't want that. I do not want that. But regardless, I feel like there's definitely going to be some shakeups in the vision. I feel like they're not going to stay how they are. Becky Lynch is completely crashing out, so they're going to get tired of her ranting and raving backstage. They're going to get tired of Seth losing, and so I think those two are definitely going to be kicked out of the group. And one person, honestly, and I don't know if they would run this dynamic because it's pretty much running it back. But I could see Jay with the way he's been lately, with his crash out he's got going on. I could see Jay honestly being in that group. I feel like he already has that chemistry with Braun, and Bronson. I feel like that they've had several matches together. Jay's unfortunately been on the losing streak of some of those matches, and I just feel like he's gonna get sick and tired of Jimmy trying to stand in his way. He's going to take a page out of Roman's book and try to be that head honcho, that head dog. And I could see it. It would not be far fetched for me to see that happening. I don't want it to happen. Because I do love that we finally got Jay and Jim back together. I love that Roman is finally back in here. But I will be honest with you, Jay is not the same Jay that he was in the bloodline. He is not the same Jay. He's on a whole nother mission. He's on a whole nother level. And he's going to pretty much take down anybody that stands in his way. He's been yelling at Big Jim for several weeks now. And he is just not happy with where he is. So I could definitely see that dynamic shift. Again, I hope not. I kind of hope that the three of them reunite. I still want Jay to be a singles competitor, but I hope the three of them reunite. What I will say is everybody is on Jay's case about yelling at Jim and being, yelling at everybody and kicking Punk and pushing Punk and all of this. And listen, I love Jim. I love Punk. But I'm going to tell you, Jay Uso could literally super kick the whole building, and I'm going to act like I didn't see nothing. Like, I'm going to be looking over here. I didn't see nothing. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Nothing happened. That man just went out there and did a match. He didn't do nothing wrong. So I'm just going to let y'all know I'm going to ride or die for him because I think that this crash out is very well deserved after he lost his title to Gunther in that trash ass match that set us up for Goldberg that I'm still not over. So I think his crash out is very highly justified. I think people are underestimating him and sleeping on him. One particularly is LA Knight. And y'all, I have to say, like, I've never had an issue with LA Knight. And I don't only full disclaimer, I don't only have an issue with LA Knight now because he's going against Jay. I am so kind of tired of LA Knight and his character. Like, I don't know. It's not his character because I think he shouldn't change his character. I think he should talk less. And I know, like, part of his character is talking and being loud and being obnoxious, and that's fine. But I just feel like the last few weeks, Homeboy has been babbling on about nothing. Like, he's been going out there telling us how he deserves a title match, how he is the star of the show, but then he just starts babbling about the trees blowing in the wind and how he went to Japan and decided to have a banana and all this and all that. And I don't like it. Like, I need him to talk less and put action more because I can't handle all this blah, 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 all the time. And last night when Jay super kicked him, he deserved it because let me tell you, he came out there babbling in CM Punk's ear, then babbling in Jay's ear, then babbling over here and babbling over there. Stop babbling. If you want that title match, get out and take it, but stop babbling. We don't need to hear you talk 24/7. And I just feel like he had such a good balance before, but then when he shifted over to Monday Night Raw with this whole Seth fiasco, they went away from the balance and just went more with the talking, and I'm getting annoyed by it. Like, I'm just annoyed. Like, he is good in the ring, he's good in matches, he makes great matches, and eventually it did lead to a match last night with the Usos and Knight and Punk. But like we don't need all that babbling in between. You're not trying to win the president of the United States. So quit babbling, quit giving speeches. Just go out there, do your thing, do what we know you can do and be done with it. Then I have to say like another thing that I'm a little kind of confused on is this Dom and Finn thing. Like, I feel like we should have pulled the trigger on that a long time ago, and we never did. And then now Dom's getting all these matches with all these other people, and next week he has Penta again for the title. And I will say, like, I'm gonna be very upset if we get Dom losing his title because of a Finn interference, because we've already done that. Finn did that to Damian Priest. We've already done that. Let's not do that. Let's not go that route. Let's not do that. I feel like Finn needs to truly turn on Dom. So I don't know if it's Dom, I don't know if it's Dom winning the championship and then Finn attacking him or whatever, but I don't want Dom to lose his title because of a Finn interference because we've done that, we've been there, we've checked that off our bucket list. We need more to this story. I really wanted Dom and Finn to be at Survivor Series, but there's been rumblings that Dom may face John Cena, and I think that match at Survivor Series would be great. Although I feel like Dom should win and John losing feels a little weird to me, because then he would have lost the match at WrestlePalooza and Survivor Series. And I'll give you my pick for him at Crown Jewel later this week. So I don't know. I'm a little. I feel like they should have spaced out these losses for John a little more because I don't feel like John is gonna take that title from Dom. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will pull that trigger. But I personally do not think Dom should lose in his hometown of San Diego. I think he should definitely be victorious, especially in that town, especially at that PLE. So I don't know how that's going to map out, but I would love to see that. They also did say that Cena's last opponent has been picked, so they know who it's going to be. They haven't told us who it's going to be yet. So I'm intrigued to see who that is going to be as well. Maybe that can be Dom. Maybe he can win that title and kind of walk out with it. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they book these last few Cena matches. I can't believe I'm already saying that there's only a few Cena matches left because that feels crazy to me. I feel like his retirement tour just started and now it's ending, and it makes me really sad. Like I'm definitely going to be crying on his last match in December because John Cena is one of my goats. I love him and I love everything he's brought to wrestling. So I hope that they don't do my man dirty. I hope that they book him right this last few matches and that we get some good quality Cena matches and some honestly good quality Cena wins. I'm super excited for him and AJ at Crown Jewel. I think that's going to be a great match. They're both wonderful, and we know that AJ is shortly retiring. He said he is not expected to be wrestling after next year, which again is sad. All of these guys kind of hanging up their boots is super sad for me because I've watched all of these guys most of their career. So yeah, I hope that the John Cena stuff really plays out well. I hope he doesn't take too many more losses because I feel like with these last few matches that he has, we really need to cherish a John win. But I do definitely think whenever he does face Dominic Mysterio, that will be a loss. For him, I don't think that they're going to give that title to John, just with the simple fact that he's leaving and it doesn't really fit in the storyline that we've had for the IC title. The one thing that I want to say is I really want them to elevate the women's titles more. I feel like we haven't gotten a lot of women's title matches lately. Julia hasn't really fought many people. Stephanie just won and she has fought, so we're going to take her out of that equation. Tiffany just fought for her title on SmackDown, so we're going to take her out of the equation. But I just feel like the mid card titles, so Becky and Julia. Now Becky's been fighting and fighting and fighting. And she fought last night against Maxine, and my girl Maxine showed up and showed out, and I am so proud of her for that. But I feel like that Julia's title in particular really needs to be elevated more, and I think I say this every week. And again, it's nothing against Julia. It's really not. I just feel like they haven't done anything with that title. They keep putting her in these like tag matches. They keep putting her in these interference stuff, but she doesn't actually fight. And I'm like, why did you put a title on her if you just want her to be a tag team or you just want her to pop up and interfere? Like, you don't want her to actually fight this title. So I don't know what their plan is with her, but I'm a little lost with it. I don't like it, and I think they need to reevaluate what they're doing. But overall, that's my takes. Honestly, like the whole WWE scene, what is really captivating my mind lately is the Vision. The Vision is so rocky, so shaky. Jay, Punk, LA Knight, all of them being involved. There's a lot to digest, a lot to go on, and we know Roman at some point in time is going to fit into that picture as well. So it's just a lot to process, and that is where my mind has been all of this like last few wrestling weeks. So I'm excited for Crown Jewel. I'm excited to see what happens. I definitely think that Seth's future um is going to be very good for him if he wins and very bad for him if he loses. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. But like I said last week, I introduced two new things this for wrestling recap, and that is my WTF moment, and that is my wrestling MVP for the week. So my WTF moment this week is honestly LA Knight yapping. Like I'm sorry again. I loved the LA Knight that had the balance between the yapping and the action. But recently I just have heard yap, 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 yap. Can't do it. Can't do it. What my WTF moment? LA Knight yapping. I cannot do it anymore. Cannot do it anymore. And then my MVP for the week. And there hasn't been a whole lot of major things going on, if I have to say. So there's not been like the week before was Javon Evans because he showed up and showed out to every event and just performed tremendously. There hasn't been a whole lot of that recently. But I'm gonna give my MVP to Cody Rhodes for the simple fact that he finally took down Seth Rollins and he's in Seth Rollins' head so bad. That man is living rent free in Seth Rollins' head right now, and so I think he deserves an MVP for that because it's hard to get under Seth Rollins' skin, and he can do that. But as always, you guys, please subscribe, like, comment, follow me on all socials, and I will see you guys next week.